Each of these planets move in their own speed and they create an impact. Like moon impacts the mind. That's why people who are crazy are called lunatics. Because moon has an impact on the water, and 60% of our body is water element. When moon goes up and down, the water element in our body also, it goes up and down. So your mood swings can happen very fast because of the moon. In this cycle, there is a particular combination when Saturn is in some place, moon is in some place. What happened? These combination impact our body so much that you really get depressed, you get unhappy, or you get sick. All these things can be predicted. Saturn moves 30 years. It's a very slow planet. To make one cycle of zodiac, it takes 30 years. In this 30 years cycle, 7 years he impacts every single constellation. Pisces, Cancer, Capricorn, whatever you are, his impact on you is for 7 years very strong. 2.5 years in these 7 years is when people find it very hard, very tough. Then one feels like just dropping everything and running away, because nothing becomes successful. But it is this time when a person wakes up and be centered, he can completely nullify or overcome these mood swings of the mind and the failures. He is able to take it up. That is why spiritual exercises, meditation gives enormous strength. In India, it is a household thing. If someone says someone is not doing well, I'll say he is having 7.5. It's called Sade Sati, means 7.5. He's running 7.5, I say. Or she is running 7.5. So, it's like a household thing. Everybody knows this. And they prepare when they say, oh, it's going to go into the 7.5 cycle. And they say, okay, now better be prepared. Better will be prepared. People go through divorce, they go through joblessness, lose the job, they lose their things. All these things happen. Because that is the time for the mind to move from this to more into a spiritual arena. If that is there, then everything happens good for them. It doesn't touch. After that, something very good happens. And if someone is doing extremely well, they say, oh, he's going to Shukra Dasha, Venus period. That's 20 years. If someone gets hit by the 20 years of Venus period in their life, they simply keep going up and up and up. They may be fools, but their finances, their power, their position, everything shoots up. 20 years, that Venus period. Because life cycle is 120 years. It's like this 120 years is the real full life of a human being. If you live according to Ayurveda, according to laws of nature, your total lifespan should be 120 years. In this 120 years, according to which star you are born, your period of the planet begins. So how the period of the planet begins? Sun is 6 years. Moon is 10 years. 7 years Mars. And then after Mars, Rahu. Rahu is node of moon. Nodes of moon. That is 18 years. After that comes Jupiter, 16 years. Jupiter. After Jupiter, 16 years, comes Saturn, which is 19 years. And then 19 years Saturn. Then comes Mercury. Mercury, 17 years. After Mercury comes Ketu, which is 7 years. Other node of moon, 7 years. Then after that comes Venus, 20 years. So in the Ketu 7-year period, person goes more inward and only thinks about spiritual thing or want liberation, want freedom, like sick and tired of everything. And he wants freedom. Or he is very interested in knowledge, research, spiritual things, all that. But when Venus period starts, it is all glory, it is music, it is all that pleasure and everything, business, all that other stuff. Like this whole cycle is comprising of all this. And then sun begins, 120 years. So not everybody will get all the periods. But within this there is a sub-period. Within each one of them, all other sub-periods are there. It is very, very, very interesting details. Rahu is, always promotes you towards introspection, more spiritual and energy, kundalini, all that energy, meditation, all that Rahu will move you towards that. So these are the general outline. So the 5 aspects of Jyotisha, Divara, Yoga, Nakshatra, Karana. So when moon moves in 2.5 stars, so 2.5 days is in one constellation. So your moods always change in every 2.5 days. So if you are upset, just wait for 2.5 days. After 2.5 days, you are going to be different. This is mechanics of how you understand the happenings in the universe. There is so much knowledge. Mantra is always good. This Om Namah Shivayah includes all the vibrations of all the 9 planets. That's a very powerful mantra, Om Namah Shivayah. This is very interesting, no? 108, why 108? Huh? Because the diameter of Earth is the ratio between the diameter of the Earth and Moon is 108. Between the Earth and Sun is 108. Diameter of the Moon is 108 times higher, more than the Moon, Earth. And Sun's diameter is 108 times that of the Earth. And if it is 1 degree, instead of 108, if it is 109 or 107, life is impossible on the planet Earth. So for life to exist on planet Earth, you need to have exactly the same diameter, same distance ratio that exists now, that is 108. Moon impacts the water, the oceans, and the water in the body, and the water fluid levels in the body impact your mind. That's why Moon mind is so linked.